Facts to know. Alexander Graham Bell, inventor of the telephone, famously and fictitiously said, "When one door closes, another opens." Put another way, even a failure or a dead end can lead to something great. So today, many of the inventions that have shaped modern society would never have seen the light of day if a few mistakes had not been made along the way. And if scientists had not been ready to explore these unexpected new paths to discovery. So let's dive into the top 10 accidental discoveries that changed the world, which were not deliberate but in way of progressive findings. 1. Microwave oven. If it wasn't for a candy bar melting in Percy Spencer's pocket in 1945, the microwave oven may have never been invented. An engineer at Raytheon, Spencer was experimenting with a radar-related vacuum tube when he noticed the candy bar was melting in his pocket. Using his newfound knowledge, he later patented the microwave. 2. X-rays. Did you know? X-rays were accidentally invented after trying to create light bulbs. Who knew? In 1895, German scientist Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen was trying to create light bulbs by experimenting with cathode ray tubes. But then he noticed something interesting. When the cathode tubes were placed inside a cardboard box, they continued to emit light, even though the cardboard should have stopped it. He then realized that the tubes were not only emitting light, but were also passing invisible rays that could penetrate solid matter. Soon after human experiments proved successful, X-rays became available in the medical field to check for broken bones. 3. Penicillin. The world's first antibiotic, which has prevented millions of people from infection and disease, was the accidental byproduct of a messy workspace. In 1928, Alexander Fleming, a bacteriologist in London, he left his lab a mess, including leaving petri dishes with bacteria in them, because he was in a rush to go on vacation. When he got back from vacation 2 weeks later, some of the petri dishes that he hadn't cleaned were moldy. But while he was cleaning the mold off the dishes, he noticed the bacteria had been killed. After studying the mold, he saw that one particular substance, penicillin, was responsible for getting rid of the mold. Since then, penicillin has been used to save millions of people. 4. Matches. Stirring a pot of chemicals in 1826, British pharmacist John Walker pulled his wooden stir stick out of the pot, and tried to wipe the glob of chemicals stuck on the table. Instead of wiping off, the chemicals ignited and the stick burst into flames, giving Walker an idea. As a result, matches were born. 5. Safety glass. While working in the lab in 1903, French chemist Edouard Benedictus dropped a glass flask. Instead of shattering into a million pieces, it surprisingly shattered but didn't fall apart. Later, he discovered that the flask had recently been filled with cellulose nitrate, which provided a protective layer. Today, safety glass is used in many applications, using a similar solution to the cellulose nitrate, to make it shatterproof. 6. Super glue. During World War II, Harry Coover, a chemist for Eastman Kodak, was tasked with creating a suitable plastic for gun sights. Instead of succeeding with his task, he instead accidentally created cyanoacrylate, now known as superglue. But its potential wasn't realized until almost 9 years later, when Coover was working to develop heat-resistant polymers for jet planes. Believe it or not, cyanoacrylate was the perfect solution. 7. Implantable pacemaker. In the late 1950s, Wilson Greatbatch grabbed the wrong type of resistor out of a box, while trying to build an oscillator to record the heartbeat sounds of animals. When he turned it on, he noticed that it produced a signal that mimicked the human heartbeat. As a result, the implantable pacemaker was created. 8. Velcro. In 1941, while Swiss engineer Georges de Mestral was hiking with his dog, he noticed little burrs sticking to both his pants and dog. After looking at the burrs a little more closely, he noticed there were small hooks on the burrs that would cling to anything that was loop-shaped. Fascinated, he began trying to create his own hook and loop fabric, an endeavor that would ultimately take him more than 10 years. In 1955, he patented Velcro, a name that combines the French words velours and crochet, which mean velvet and hook. It took a while for the fashion world to catch on, but NASA was an early adopter, using Velcro on spacesuits and shuttles. In fact, they embraced it so avidly, that many people believe Velcro is a NASA invention. 9. Smoke detectors. In the late 1930s, a Swiss physicist Walter Jaeger was working on a sensor for detecting poison gas. Walter Jaeger's device failed to register small amounts of gas. Frustrated, he lit a cigarette, and the smoke moved the meter on his gadget. Jaeger's experiment helped pave the way for today's smoke detector. Beginning in the 1950s, smoke detectors were installed in industrial spaces, but their high cost prohibited widespread use in homes. Technological advancements greatly reduced the cost in the 1970s. and more than 12 million smoke detectors were sold in 1977. Today, 9 in 10 homes have smoke detectors. 10. The Slinky. During World War II, an engineer named Richard James wanted to help the troops by inventing springs that could stabilize important instruments on naval ships during times of rough seas. While he was working on his project, one of the springs fell off a shelf and kept moving, and then recoiled itself and stood upright. After showing this to his wife, they determined it could be sold as a children's toy with the name Slinky. It was first demonstrated to customers at Jimble's department store in 1945, and within the first 90 minutes over 400 Slinkies had been sold. Thanks for watching the video. For more update to my new videos, press the bell icon. And please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to support my channel. Thank you.